Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Um, Today we are playing in the Ashes International League for the fourth week. Thank you to Shadowfire for organizing the tournament. Um, Today our opponent is Asterix. Um, we have both gone undefeated so far in the Swiss round. Um, Wait a second, let me get the stream link up and then also. Right. All right. So we are ready. Today we are playing Frost Holder, which is a fairly classic mid-range shell, but using Cloudburst Griffin instead of the advantage in that case is that Cloudburst Griffin is a better guard pressure tool that makes our Hammer Knight better. And this was an idea by Mitch B. So shout out to him. Alright, so our opponent is showing a VBS like spread. It could also be just like relatively generic mid-range. I'm gonna assume that this nature die is not just there for first 5 flexes and tech. And if it is, I'm gonna assume it's an ice trap for my Adaptodon. So I'm gonna try Hammer Knight Root Armor, I think. And like Turtle Guard. So I want something else. If it is VBS, I could also have Frost Frog, but if it is not VBS, I don't really that's a tough call. Mm, so if it is VBS, Root Armor still does a bunch of work. Um, our opponent is fairly unlikely to. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna. So if it is not VBS, my opponent could be like on Sally, could be on Diver. Those are solid Frost Frog fodder. But if it's not that, um, could still be Widows. I think I'm just. I think I'm gonna pick the. I think I'm gonna go for Books and the Hammer Knight. And my opponent is gonna be allowed to go first. Opponent wants to Calming Melody, my Rin. I'm very happy. That's a die spent just drawing a card and not playing to the board. That's really good for me. My opponent plays Surging Tempest. Alright, this is also fairly good for me in my opinion. A whole die in the first round not spent on the board against a deck as efficient as Frostfire is a little bit of a gamble. That's fair enough. We're gonna play Adaptodon, meditate up for. Turtle Guard. and meditate up for. I'm gonna meditate up for everything I need in advance. So I need one, two, three, four nature, including one frog, which I have. Can meditate another frog, but I don't think I'm going to. This game could come down to fatigue, and I'm gonna meditate my night dog. So this is a little bit telegraphed, but I feel like in some situations my side actions get cramped. And alright, so my opponent has Salamander Monk. I'm pretty happy with the Frost Frog now. I'm just gonna plop down this Turtle Guard book. This. I'm not gonna bluff Widows because I don't play them. But I mean, like, it's an interesting possibility, you know. Like, I could try to run Widows. Alright. Anyhow, what do I think my opponent could have? Tough to say because maybe Asterix has first five the draw based first five, or he could have first five like a straight 10. Because now it's Salamander Monk, Surging Tempest, so I'm expecting like a knight in there in the mix somewhere. Uses Nominate, alright, so 2 dice spent away from the board in round 1, wow. That is bold, very bold. In those colors, there's no huge blowouts for me to look out for. Maybe like Blood Brawl, but it's not that likely. Yeah. So even Widows isn't super concerning. And my opponent does not exhaust Rim, which is very interesting. So I'm just going to. Yeah, there's no need to do anything. I'm just gonna play my Frost Frog book. I still want to learn more information about what my opponent is doing before committing my resources. If my opponent just wants to pass, I'm going to summon a Turtle Guard, and then I'm going to summon a Frost Frog, and probably Ice Buff it. So my opponent is on burn. Alright, alright. Looks like a sort of neo-burn list with a lot of chump blockers. So perhaps Turtle Guard was overkill. Perhaps Turtle Guard was a little bit too much. But Frost Frog was definitely a good pick. Yeah. So with the remaining dice, could be something like Hammer Knight. Could be like Old Salt. Could be like Ritualist Second, Chant of Revenge. Could be Turtle Guard. Pass to my opponent. My opponent wants to swing into the Turtle Guard with the Twilight Alchemist. I think I don't guard. I think I don't bluff. I I don't counter. I mean, but is that true? Yeah, I think I don't. All right, so my opponent is not presenting too many reasons for me to ice buff Cloudburst Griffin, so I'm just gonna play Frost Frog and buff it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Frost Frog. Oh, triggered ability. So perhaps, yeah, perhaps there is Ice Trap, which would make sense. What else do I have to expect from my opponent? So yeah, whilst my opponent is taking his turn, I am trying to guess uh, what could be in his hand. It could also be Huntmaster and Widows. That's also a possibility. Foiled in the face of Frost Frog and Turtle Guard. Um, I mean, the Widows could still hit me for a bunch, but I'm gonna be able to clean it up fairly easily and get the top of round swing and equalize damage with a better board. And Naminé doesn't have a ton of integrated board control. Surging Tempest Focus is like decent, but it's nothing like Judgment as a catch up or Tsunami Shot. All those things are much better at catching up on the board. Um, Alright, what is happening? YouTube Studio does not